Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about Disney getting their lunch eaten by NBCUniversal, not just in the theme parks, but in animation as well.
I agree with that, though. As of late,
I mean, you look at this year, the biggest hit this year was actually Minions. Made a ridiculous amount of money compared to several of Disney's movies, including Strange World, which is going down in history as being one of their biggest bombs ever.
It plummeted 60% the second weekend, but it was already crap in the first weekend. So that's like bad.
So what's 60% of like $5?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like it just went down like massively.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about this because they've got Mario coming. They've got Mario coming. Not just in the theme parks, but also a movie. The trailer got a lot of views. Of course, there's all kinds of talk about the trailer, whether or not it's any good, whether or not the movie's going to be any good. But here's the thing, even if the movie is competent, it's going to make a lot of money.
Yeah, everybody I've talked to has been like, oh my gosh, I can't wait, I'm so excited.
Yeah, so let's talk about this. And we got to give a hat tip to John Self, who put this article together for us on piratesandprincesses.net. Thank you. So before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, over 282,000 subs. Yay! Thank you so much for the support. We do talk about the animation industry. We talk about Disney. We've worked in and around Disney in various capacities over the years. We are fans of animation, believe it or not. We just don't like some of your dumb cartoons.
That's right. We don't like the reimagined ones.
We don't like the reboots, the stupid reboots. But yeah, this is really interesting because there's been a lot of talk lately about how valuable animation is to Disney at this point, which under Bob Chapek, it wasn't.
No, he flat said.
He flat out said. He said that animation isn't for adults. I mean, wow, that would come as news to Walt Disney, I'm sure.
That would come as news to a lot of people.
A lot of people working at this company that literally was built on animation. Adults don't watch cartoons. As soon as the kids go to bed, they're tuning into like our FX programming and our live action reimaginings of cartoons. That's why we're making all the cartoons in live action.
Yeah,
guys,
that no one really wants.
Nobody really wants these. And you can see it. I mean, look, they've dumped a lot of their high profile animated projects, Pixar and Disney, onto Disney Plus. They didn't even have enough confidence in them to give them a theatrical release. And when they do, they don't promote the movie at all.
Yeah, they really didn't promote it that much. No, I mean, towards the end they promoted it more, but I saw a couple commercials for it, but it wasn't like they started out 3 or 4 months ago trying to build this movie up.
No, and I mean, I saw more promotion for, was it Ron's Gone Wrong? Is that what it was?
Was it really? Because I saw about the same, I guess, but I wasn't really paying attention.
Well, that one did better, I guess, on streaming, but they had McDonald's toys for it. Now, I was surprised that the toys they have, the Happy Meal toys they have now, are for Black Panther.
I'm not surprised because Disney's promoting Black Panther, and then it's going to go right into Avatar.
Yeah, so
this was a speed bump along the way. At this point, they honestly should have just put it on streaming.
I think they will before Christmas, or I think they'll.
Yeah, no, but I mean, they could have avoided a lot of bad publicity and bad press if they just put it on streaming and said, you know what, we're going to have 2 big tentpole movies, trying to keep families in mind. Maybe it's easier for families just to have it on Disney Plus. Spun it to be, we're doing this for you, and they would have probably come out looking like, winners.
Or
now they look like wieners.
Now they look like wieners. Or it could be Bob Chapek, shuffling the numbers around.
Well, that's possible.
Like, oh, we had to take a write down because we had this movie and it was in the theater and it wasn't a Disney Plus thing. It was a theatrical release and it lost a lot of money.
He took money from the theatrical slate.
Yes.
So.
No, honest to God, I think that's why. Because on no planet would you release this instead of releasing some of the Pixar movies to theater and then give it no promotion. Yeah. And it just feels like this was all about some kind of a tax write-off or something.
And then they did Lightyear. It didn't do well because they had a Lightyear that wasn't actually Lightyear.
But that was promoted heavily. I mean,
it did way better than this. And that was considered a box office
Yeah, so meanwhile, Minions, which has no political agenda whatsoever, did really, really well. It did really good. And I took Pinky Boo to go see it, and it actually was pretty decent. It did contradict previous Despicable Me canon in some places, but overall it was a pretty fun, decent popcorn movie, and I think that's what Mario is going to wind up doing.
Yeah, now they're talking they're going to bring Shrek back again. There's talk of that, and Puss in Boots. You were saying about Puss in Boots is trending really well. It's reviewing really well.
Yeah, Puss in Boots, surprising. Puss in Boots actually is getting really, really good reviews. Actually, Squid King said to me that he would like to see Puss in Boots, and he doesn't even we took him to go see it in the theater, and then the projector broke. I remember.
Oh, did it? I don't
Yeah,
remember.
we had to get our money back, but so we got.
But you must take him. I don't think I was there for that.
3/4. We got 3/4 of the way through Puss in Boots. The projector broke, and then we got a ticket to come back another time to another movie and got it on DVD. Anyway, he liked the first one. He's not really into animated movies, but he said this one actually looks pretty good and he wants to go see it. So this is the NBC Universal CEO Jeff Shell declaring that paid subscribers for Peacock increased 20% over the last quarter. Peacock, I know, is actually doing really good. A lot of
They've
cock.
had a couple big shows coming out for that.
Yeah, people love the cock. They do. Of course, this report sounds promising, with Disney streaming services losing money and Warner Brothers near finalizing branding for a combined HBO Max and Discovery Plus.
Right.
service.
The word about that is going to be called, you ready for this? Max. Every time I hear Max, I think of, Max and me. Or that's Mac and me.
Oh my God, they should call it Mac.
Mac and me.
And every time you fire it up, you get the little whistle and the McDonald's commercial. Yeah.
It's Mac and me. But it sounds like that's what it reminds me of for some reason. That's what pops in my head.
Like many leaders, he kept talking and he said too much. Yeah, they never stop talking, do they?
They monologue.
They monologue. As reported by Deadline, NBC Universal CEO Jeff Shell and Peacock has more than 18 million paid subscribers as of today, a nice bump from the 15 million it announced, driven by programming migrated from Hulu, sports, and Universal movies.
Now remember, Hulu, they bring that too. They're going to get a big influx of money here because Disney has to buy out Comcast's share of Hulu by 2024, if not earlier, because there was talk trying to get it bought out earlier.
So Shell kept talking. Reports are that he made it clear that NBC Universal was coming for Disney's spot in animation dominance.
I don't think it's that far-fetched.
It's not that far-fetched. Universal now rivals Disney in animation, a key for IP that drives theme parks, among other things.
And they're going to do Epic Universe, which is a whole other park driven by IP. And the Mario Super Nintendo World, it's almost ready to go in Hollywood. It opens next year.
Yeah, and the one in Florida is going to be bigger than that. I've seen videos of Japan's. It looks amazing. And I'm sorry, Disney dropped the ball with Harry Potter, and they lost big time. They lost a huge portion of their Imagineers to Universal, and they lost a lot of customers to Universal. And
They continue to lose a lot of customers.
And they continued to lose. Hey, last time we went down to Florida, I just took the kids to Universal, and that was it. We didn't even go to Disney, and that's with an annual pass. We didn't even go to Disney. And Nintendo is absolutely positively an Epic Universe is going to hurt Disney. I mean, there's no way around it. And the Mario movie, even if it's mediocre, it's going to make money. We can argue whether or not Chris Pratt's a good choice for Mario.
That's what their big complaint is. Everything else, and then they're like, oh, Peach is wearing pants now. I was like, where have you been? She's worn pants many times. It's her like Mario Kart outfit.
And if you even go back to the old cartoon, I think that was kind of a non-issue. You go back to the old cartoon, she was taking charge and stuff back then too. She's not as annoying as Zelda was.
As long as it's not the Peach show, I don't think it's a problem.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be the Peach show. I think it's, but it's going to make a ton of money. It doesn't even have to be great. It just has to be competent. And, watching...
It'll be Disney, yes. Because they're not even competent anymore.
They're not even competent anymore. This is Mario. It could be argued successfully. Well, actually, Mario is more popular than Mickey Mouse.
It's true.
Globally.
Yes. So it's Pokemon.
Yeah. Nintendo is the Disney of video games, and video games are bigger than...
They've done surveys, and I've talked about it before. They've done surveys, and more people recognize Mario than they recognize Mickey Mouse.
Yeah. So it's going to be huge. And again, it doesn't have to be great. I'm not going to say it's going to be the greatest movie ever. I'm just saying, if it's competent and it's pretty and people are entertained and they can just shut their brain off and we don't have, messaging and crap it's going to make a lot of money.
Right.
Then people are going to go to the theme park and be like, yeah, I'm pumped to go to the theme parks.
Well, it's funny they're promoting the Mario Kart as a part of the movie because that's what the ride is in the Bowser Castle. It's like a Mario Kart 3D experience over in Japan and Hollywood.
I was kind of wondering about that the other day because I'm like, man, it looks like they're cramming way too many games into this one movie. Like they're trying to
they're trying to promote
Smash
other
into
games
it and trying to put Mario Kart
it's called synergy.
And it's all about like what's in the park right now. Okay, well, yeah, we'll do the Mario Kart ride and we'll do some Yoshi. Did I see Yoshi in the trailer? I don't know if he was in the trailer or not, but so that's what they're gonna go with, and it's gonna make a lot of money. In Epic Universe, I think they're going to do, what was it, How to Train Your Dragon World or something?
Yeah, so he's not wrong
He's
saying that they're coming for Disney and they're starting to be able to compete with Disney on that playing field, because it's true.
Yeah, and we've got so many. Look, we've had multiple videos about all the people leaving Disney. A lot of people leaving Disney. They were going to Netflix. And, here's the thing, though. Netflix has actually been kind of declining lately in terms of animation because of the expense. But so many Disney people have left.
Peacock needs to go get some of the rights to like some of these films coming out from like Lasseter and all that stuff to run it on there.
Oh yeah, Skydance. I don't know if they're locked in with Apple. I don't know if they are, or if it's a
I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, they might want to go after some of these people who've left and get some of their movies over there. That would be an extra sting to Disney. Yeah,
I mean, they basically have had a mass exodus of animators, very similar to what happened in the late 70s, early 80s with Don Bluth and company leaving Disney. Tim Burton getting fired from Disney, and then he came back, and then I guess he got fired again. I don't know. Lasseter got fired from Disney a couple times too. But they're only as good as their talent, and there's been a massive brain drain over there. And when you've got Bob Chapek basically saying like, I don't really care about cartoons that much, that's not good.
Doesn't let the talent do it. The talent, it might be able to produce better movies if they were allowed to too.
Yeah. So no, I believe that this is going to definitely change things up. We'll see. We'll see what happens, but I'm excited about Universal theme parks more.
You're excited because you want them to kick Disney's ass.
I do, but I also know that they're gonna do a good job. You look at
as long as it's not all screens.
Yeah, but you look at the Wizarding World and you compare the Wizarding World of Harry Potter to Galaxy's Edge.
That's true.
Wizarding World destroys Galaxy's Edge on every level. It's recognizable. You're literally walking into the movies. There's more interaction. They've got more attractions. Everything. The food's good. The butter beer is a hell of a lot better than the green milk.
Oh my God, the blue green milk's horrible. I'm sorry, they're both net bad. Just don't save your money. Don't drink either.
Yeah. So I do believe that they are going to up their game. And Disney's. Here's the thing. It's good for consumers because Disney is going to have to try again. And this is what happens. Disney gets to a place where they get lazy, and this happens with the theme parks. This happened with their movies. It's happened with animation. And then other people come in and eat their lunch, and then they have to really up their game.
Well, Disney keeps going on about their unrivaled storytelling. Well, they better start bringing it. And I'm not just talking about their investor calls.
Yeah, that's it. You better start bringing it. You better start to learn how to be creative again, because at this point, all I'm seeing is a bunch of reboots, an over-reliance on Star Wars and Marvel to the point of them killing the IP, and a bunch of really subpar cartoons. Sorry.
Yep.
You have to try harder, Disney. You have to earn that money.
Yeah, you might want to just stop changing things to change things.
So we're going to wrap this up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.